Hi everyone, how's it going? This is the first in a series of guide videos to help you with character development. Before I get into this, I want to introduce myself to anybody new to my channel. Hi, my name's Hayley and I'm a character consultant and world building facilitator. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. Today our question is from Yellow Opossum, who asked, how do you write realistic background characters? And that's a good question. Our stories often feel more natural if we can add a few, and sometimes a lot more than a few, let's be honest, background or secondary or even tertiary characters. But who has the time to make finely crafted characters who are only going to get a few lines of limelight at most? Here's how to do it quickly and efficiently. I break this down into a two-stage process. Stage 1. Give them a few basic details, including age. The first detail I recommend you to give to your characters is an age. Once you start giving ages to your background characters, you can make it a conscious thing to differentiate them. The 70-year-old who's just stopped in the street to watch your primary characters argue is going to be different from the 5-year-old being dragged along by their mum to avoid said arguments. And the first years in a scene in college are going to be a bit more excited, missing home, or self-conscious than anyone who's been there longer. Oh, and what if your college scenario has mature students? How are they getting on with college life? See? An age alone implies all sorts of information about a character. Sex and gender. I say this because our sex and gender have meaningful implications for a lot of us. So this is a quick way to add more context to a background character. Name. The average American knows 600 people. And we all have those names that mean something to us. So to give you an example, I had a friend in school whose name was Tony. And whether this is rational or not, she left me with an impression that Tonys are small and slender latchkey kids. I also have a friend called Nate who's one of the most sincere people I've ever met and has left his own impression about me about what a Nate is like. I also had a colleague called Sheila who had this plucky positivity that I loved. So guess what Sheilas are to me now? And an ex-boss called Nikki, a sharp dresser who was very busy the day I met her and took a little while to win over. My point is that we all have a tendency to connect the qualities of people we meet onto the names those people have. So give your background characters names because it'll make it much easier for you to picture who they are as soon as you do. Job, profession or college major? You get the idea now. What does the character do? That should be plenty of information. And now your 2 or 3 line characters have enough context to turn them into realistic background details. Now let's move on to stage 2. This is more helpful if your characters interact with anyone, so if they do, you might want to use Claude Steiner's loveless, mindless, joyless classification. This is a quick and easy way to classify how a character lives their life. A loveless character tends to self-isolate and doesn't give compliments or invite them. They may be lonely or they might be quite content to be solitary. Almost certainly they're stoic and don't talk a great deal, and chances are they're deeply dedicated to their hobbies or profession. A mindless character is absent-minded, maybe ditzy or behind the times, but are probably also able to just let go and enjoy things. These people don't overthink. While this character may feel stressed easily, chances are they're more intuitive than logical and people-orientated. A joyless character is very used to pain and discomfort, either their own or others. They might be prone to being harsh to others, and they may not be any kinder to themselves. But they're also very likely to be survivors, able to cope in a harsh environment. These are some very broad strokes to help you get started with your characters. I really hope this has been helpful. If you enjoyed the video, please hit the like button and feel free to check out the links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.